sleeping out on my poncho liner at night, and I was laying there looking up at the sky, and I heard boom, 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 boom. And I knew it was a mortar, but we weren't firing them. And then the first round hit, and I went diving back into that hole again. And we underwent this barrage, the likes of which I've never heard of before in Vietnam, because they were firing from Cambodia. We were right on the border, I mean, from here to that wall, you know. They were firing over onto us. They had plenty of ammunition. But this outpost there was nothing around it for maybe 1,000 yards in all directions. But under that fire, they moved a huge infantry unit up. We were all hunkered down in our holes, you know, and I was just thinking, if a mortar round comes through that little slot that I used, you know, I'm going to get blown to smithereens. And I was looking up through the hole, and all of a sudden, this fire started up from a million machine guns, and the little wall of the house just exploded right before my eyes. I looked at that, and just a million bullet holes came whooping through that thing. I was like, holy sh!
They put me out there guarding the bridge, and I'm not let anybody cross that bridge. And I leaned up against a tree and got ready for a long 2-hour wait. Well, in the meantime, I'm looking around and I'm getting kind of lonesome, so I thought, well, hell, there ain't a German within 10 miles of here. Maybe I'll smoke a cigarette. And I did. I didn't any more light the cigarette. Bang! The bullet that was fired at me landed just right above my helmet, and the bark of the tree fell on my helmet. If that bullet would have been 2 feet lower, I wouldn't be here. But
so I went to Qatar. And it was for a year. So for this to be, and at this point I had 15 years in, had never deployed, other than the TDY for 5 days that I told you about. But at this point, I want to say my youngest son is maybe a year and a half old. Then my oldest son, I'll say he may have been 5, around 5. And it was tough because I did not want to leave just leave my kids or leave my husband. So it was a very tough deployment. At first, it took me a while. You know, there was some guilt because I was leaving them behind. So it took me a while to actually enjoy my deployment. So after a few months, I got in a routine, started to love what I was doing. I had a great boss, great office, and then just started to make the most of it. And then it felt like the time started to go fast after that point. And then I got in a routine where I would call my oldest son every day. We would read a book together, and I would stay in touch with his teachers to make me feel a part of his life as much as I could. And but yeah, after then the time just started going by fast. And it was, even though it was tough for me to do that, I'm glad that I had that experience, because it also allowed me to just have some time to myself where it was just me that I had to, focus on for a little while.
Okay. There is a really small group of Americans, right now about 1%, who have stepped forward to serve their country. And you need to appreciate what they do. Even if you don't agree with the policy or the war, don't take it out on the person who has been trying to do that. We signed up to serve, and we'll go where our country sends us. And I just ask that you honor their service.